What's going on, guys? It's QuazyDog here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at yet another unreleased beta software that I got my hands on for the U8G or U88G. Now, this is going to try its best to again fix one of the TV's many shortcomings that's holding it back from being honestly the best TV of 2021 and 2022, and that's with the vertical resolution issues. Now, if you don't know specifically what I'm referring to, anytime you're trying to display 4K and 120 Hertz, we're getting a lot of softening in the text itself. Now, on next-gen consoles, it's not quite as apparent because of the chroma subsampling that those consoles are using. It's either displaying, depending on the game, depending on the console, chroma subsampling 420 or 422. But if you're using this TV on a PC with either chroma subsampling 444 or RGB, the text is very, very soft. So this update, based on all of the logs that I see that they've tried their best to do, fixes all of the issues. But does it really? We're gonna show you right after a word from today's video sponsor. If you guys are looking for an affordable Windows 10 key, then you need to do yourselves a favor and check out VIPSCDKey.com. Using the link within the description below, as well as the coupon code GG20, you will have yourselves a brand new Microsoft Windows 10 Pro OEM CD key for as little as $15.82. What are you waiting for? Use that link within the video description, and thank you, VIP SCD Key, for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so I want to set your expectations accordingly for this video because this is actually the second time that I'm going through and recording my findings. I tried my best to walk you guys through the entire process of loading this update, doing everything, showing before and afters, but I was doing it all with this camera handheld, and it's far too unstable, and there wasn't a whole lot that I could do with the entire lot of footage in post. So I'm gonna be interlacing some of those clips. I'm gonna try to warp stabilize it the best as I can, but please keep in mind, it is a little shaky. It was early in the afternoon. I was only on one coffee, and handshake was real. It was definitely present. But again, we're gonna take a look at the before results, and these were actually captured using an RTX 3060 with HDMI 2.1 in 4K 120 Hertz. And we can see that the text is very, very soft. Again, the text on screen, the text in the icons themselves, and most specifically in the far corners of the TV, the text in the system tray. It's very jarring. I had not had a GPU that would test this previously, so when people were letting me know how bad it was, I really didn't know exactly what to expect. Now that I do, I can level with you guys, it's not the greatest experience. Now, what we did was we applied the update and we checked again afterwards, and you guys can see in this example, we are running 3840 by 2160 in 120 Hertz, and the text looks phenomenal. It looks the exact way that it should, and this is something that I'm very, very happy about. We go back to the desktop, we take a look at some Chrome pages, and you can see this is very readable. This is the same quality that we came to expect with 4K 60. So I don't see any resolution issues, I don't see any artifacts, and I do truly believe that this is displaying 3840 by 2160, which is exactly what they sought out to fix. Now, the last update we took a look at tried to do the exact same thing, but broke a lot in the process. And they said that when they jumped back into the software update, that they fixed everything that was broken. And unfortunately, that's not 100% true. So the very first thing that I took a look at on the Xbox Series X was whether or not auto low latency, or ALLM, actually functioned. And it does. It didn't previously, but it does this time. So that already was a very good sign that they took a look, they addressed a lot of the feedback and the concerns that the testers had, and they're working on the fixes. The downfall is variable refresh rate, or VRR, still appears to be broken. The change logs, based on what I got back from R&D, they said this update did correct that issue, but I wasn't able to get VRR to work whatsoever. We're still hard locked at 120. Now, I thought maybe it was just an issue with the actual on-screen counter. So I went in and I checked to see whether or not the full array local dimming was still enabled, because part of the change logs was addressing the fact that full array local dimming is disabled by design when you're using variable refresh rate. I don't know if it's the MediaTek processor or just the way that the software or the hardware handles those commands, but they can't have both active at the same time. And what I realized was, even with variable refresh rate on for the Xbox, as well as being on the TV, not only was variable refresh rate not functional, but the full array local dimming was still active. And that shows me conclusively in two aspects, both visually and looking at the menu system, that variable refresh rate is still broken. Now, I did run this through both the PC directly as well as through my AVR system. And when running through my AVR, specifically the Denon S760H, if we take a look at the information pop-up on that receiver, we can see that the receiver is in fact being sent variable refresh rate in 4K 120, and it is trying its best to output variable refresh rate at 4K 120. So if we weren't sure whether or not there was something wrong with the TV accepting it, I just put another piece of technology in between to verify that at least the Xbox is sending that out, and it is. So in this case, the TV's not accepting it, which is a huge downfall, because I love variable refresh rate. It helps kind of get a better experience with gaming. And when I use my PS5 that doesn't have variable refresh rate, I can really notice the difference compared to when I use my Xbox with variable refresh rate that I've been playing on primarily, or at least more often than not, over the last couple of months. Now, I tried and I tried and I tried to disable variable refresh rate on the Xbox, enable it on the TV, disable it on the TV, enable it on the Xbox, power cycle the TV, everything that I could, and nothing reestablished the variable refresh rate. So the good news and the light at the end of the tunnel is we're getting closer. We're able to actually completely reestablish that 3840 by 2160. No longer does this software anyway, this unreleased beta software, suffer from the vertical resolution issue. They have reestablished auto low latency as well, so it is optimizing those settings in your picture mode when it identifies that you're using a gaming console or playing a game. But the issue is variable refresh rate, at least on my tests, is still not working. And that's kind of sad news, but it is what it is. I'll update you guys again if I get further betas or if I hear back from the Hisense R&D team about what's going on. But we're getting there, we're close, but we're not quite there yet. And these are just some things that are holding this TV back ever so slightly from being arguably one of the best TVs. Now, it's still the best TV in its pricing category. If money's not an option, if money's not a problem, and you want all of these next-gen features, you want auto low latency, you want variable refresh rate, you want 4K 120 hertz at actual 3840 2160, then the LG C1 is probably your best bet. If you look at some of the Sonys, they don't even offer variable refresh rate right now. Some of them are even experiencing issues with the vertical resolution as well. So that's not something that just the Hisense is kind of undergoing right now as far as a publicized issue. But with this TV, it's still one of the best options in its pricing category. And if you want a TV that, you know, will do really good, it's got fairly decent motion, not the greatest, but definitely not the worst. It's got great picture quality. And if you're primarily just playing last gen consoles and watching TV, it's great. If you're using it as a computer monitor, you might have to use it in 4K 60 or wait for one of these updates to give you 4K 120. But again, you're going to end up missing out on some of those features that you may want when it comes to using it as a desktop monitor replacement. But that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully all of these tests interlaced in here show you some of the examples of how well it's working. I forgot to mention as well, I'm going to kind of show you now a quick little snippet of Call of Duty Vanguard. This was one of the games specifically on the PS5 that I noticed the issue with the vertical resolution. I didn't notice it that much in any other game, but the faces in the in-game lobby for the Vanguard multiplayer were quite soft before. So here is an example of what they look like after the beta software is applied, and it's way better. Like I can notice it. You can see the stubble on the face. Things are definitely smoother, which is really nice. PlayStation doesn't matter about variable refresh rate because it doesn't even offer it as a console anyway. But I'll probably end up yanking this software off because I play my Xbox a lot and I really rely on the variable refresh rate to give me a positive experience. And when it comes to the vertical resolution issue, I get pretty sucked into a game more often than not compared to being picky about the absolute best quality or video fidelity. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, leave a comment below as well. Let me know if you have this TV, let me know if you're looking for this TV, and let me know whether or not these little updates are helping you at all before you return the panel, before you purchase the panel, or anything like that. But until the next one, my name is Crazy Dog. You guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.